Hello and welcome to our video on creating content in Ultra Courses in Scholar. Let's get right to it. So you'll notice that content creation is completely different in Ultra Courses. For one thing, there aren't content areas in the course menu. Basically, all of your content goes right here in the center of the main page of your course. How do you organize it then? You organize it with folders. So to put a folder in, you will hover your mouse where you want it to go, and you'll see that there's a plus sign that shows up. Give that a click, and you can choose Create. We're going to create a folder, so we'll choose that from this little pop-out window. And we have to give the folder a name. And once we do that, you'll notice you can give it a description here, but everything is hidden from students by default. So if you want the students to see it, you'll have to click the little drop down and make it visible. Click Save, and our folder's been created. Now if I click it, notice there's nothing in it yet because we haven't put anything there, but we could put stuff in this folder. Now if all you want to do is upload a file, say your syllabus or something like that, it's really easy. The easiest way to do it is really just to drag and drop from your computer. When I let that go, I get this little pop-up that asks me a couple of questions. So first off, it asks me what I want to display it as. So basically what I want the students to see as the name for the item. Down below here you have what's called the file options, and it really shows how this file will display to students. So the first one, and the one that's default, is View and Download. That means the students would be able to see it in Scholar as long as it's a file type that Scholar can display, which is most common ones, your Word documents, PDFs, PowerPoints, all those common things. And they can download the file directly to their computer. If you don't want that to happen, you do have two others. You can make it so that they can only view it on Scholar. Now that said, nothing is stopping them from doing something like screenshotting it or using other tools to get at it. So this is not a security measure, mainly just you don't want them to be messing with downloading it. And finally, there's download only. So if it's not an appropriate file for them just to see, maybe they need to edit it for an assignment, maybe it's some weird file type that Scholar can't display, you can choose download only. I'm going to leave it at view and download so we can see what happens. I'm going to click Save, and it's placed in my document. So all I have to do then to make it visible to students is click this little drop down where it says Hidden from Students, make it visible to students, and they'll be able to see it. Now when I click on it, you'll see what it looks like for the students. We have this nice preview window, even though this was a Word document, and the students can click up here at the top right to download it. So that's great if all you want is a simple file. However, a lot of times you may want to give some context for that file. You may want to put some media in or something else. Something along the lines of those items in original courses. Well, you can do that too. That's called an Ultra document. So again, we're going to hover over where we want it to go. We'll put it here in the folder with our reading. Click the plus sign. Click Create. And in the pop-up on the right, you'll see there's Document. I'm just going to give it a click. And it gives you a full-size window that we can create our document in. So the first thing we have to do is give it a name. And we've got this space in the middle. So there's a few things we can do. We can add content, which is for text, media, anything like that, by clicking Add Content. And we can type our content. You notice you have that rich text editor box that you're probably familiar with from other things. So what if you want to bring in a YouTube video? That's pretty easy to do. Now you can click this plus sign here where you see Insert Content and choose YouTube Video, and that'll bring up the old school search. I really don't like how that works, so I'm going to show you kind of a more general way to do it. So we've got our YouTube video here. It's not actually the ad, it's about the 747. I'm going to click the share link. I'm going to click copy to get the address. Then when I flip back over here to my Ultra document, I'm going to choose media. When I do that, I can paste in the YouTube URL, and if I want, I can give it some alt text in case there's something that prevents it from loading, or if somebody's using screen readers. Insert, and it's going to pop right in there in a player. Now, inserting pictures is a little counterintuitive. You think you could go to Insert Content, Image, but that's not actually how you do it. If you want to insert a picture, you can just drag and drop it. It'll pop right in. You get those same kind of viewers, and you're prompted to add in alternative text. See, it pops in right there. It's kind of large. Right now you can't resize things, although by the time this video is published, you may be able to resize things as well. You can also click this attachment button and find the file that way. I click Save on this, and you see our content's added. But we're not done. We can keep adding things in here by clicking this plus sign, and we can add another section of content. We can add a file, maybe your documents or things like that, right from here. And again, we need to make this visible to students. You'll see that at the top right corner. It says hidden from students. We make it visible. Close it up. And you see it's now there under demo. So the last content type you might want to bring in is a link to a website. That's created in pretty much the same way. We're going to find where we want to put it. Click that plus sign. Click Create. And this time we're going to choose Link. And it works pretty much the same way as everything else. We need to give it a name up here at the top. We need to make it visible to students. We got to find our web link. I'm just going to use that same YouTube link I used earlier. Paste it in there. And if you want, you can give it a description down here. We're going to click Save, and it's added in. So now we've got our content created. What happens if we want to maybe move it around? That's really easy. You just put your cursor anywhere on the item, and you can drag it up or down, and everything will kind of reposition itself to accommodate it. If you are having trouble moving it with the mouse, kind of click over here on the three dots, then hit the Tab key on your keyboard. When you do that, you'll see there's a little blue box that comes up, and you can hit Enter. When you do that, you can move things up and down with the keyboard. It's great for accessibility and great if your computer is just being obnoxious and doesn't want to let you move things by clicking and dragging. If you want to delete content, it's pretty straightforward as well. Just click those three dots over there at the right and choose Delete. Thanks for watching, and if you need help, you'll see our help site and Blackboard's help site, both here and in the video description, or you can contact Will White at the information you see here on the screen.